Hey Hogs, Springbrook, welcome back. Got Coach Ray here. Got our demo swimmer today, Reese. We're here, obviously, not with you guys. One of the goals I talked to you guys about in one of my first videos was that the goal for this downtime, this Corona time, is that we are trying to do something every day to get a little bit better. Whether it's learn something new, maybe get a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, maybe do some chores around the house, do some schoolwork, whatever it is. My goal for you guys is I want you to get a little bit better at something. So today we're going to take that opportunity, because I can't be with you, and it's something we talk about all the time during practice, and I want you to see this before we actually get back into the pool, is what we should be doing before our race and what we should be doing at the very start of a race. We're going to talk about dive setup today. Okay, so we're indoors. We're going to be using this kind of front of the mat right here. As you can see, is going to be the front of the block. Okay, one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about practice, one of our themes for this year, is kind of the pre-race mentality. Okay, we're going to focus on this concept of getting your mind right. What do we do before the race even starts? Okay, everything that happens before the race is probably, in my opinion, more important than what happens while you're actually in the race. Okay, we're going to talk about that some more in some videos, but also when I get to see you guys all on the deck. Getting your mind right. That happens before we get on the block. Once you get on the block, there's some specific things we want you at Springbrook to focus on and how you do it. It's pretty important, okay? So we're going to use Reese. Before she even gets on the block, Reese, come on over here. She's going to make sure she's nice and loose. She's going to shake her arms out, shake her legs out. She's getting ready to go up for her swim, okay? We practice, Coach Murray, Coach Luke in the past, we practice blowing whistles in practice. You'll hear 3 whistles, and then you hear 1 long whistle. That long whistle means to hop up on the block. So if we do this simulation, you hear the long whistle. All the pre-race stuff has already happened. You've already thought about it. And now we're doing, what do we physically do right before the race starts? How do we get ourselves in the best position to win the dive? Because that's another thing we always talk about every year. The goal is to do what on the dive?
Win the dive.
Say it loud.
Win the dive.
You gotta win. Win the dive. How do we get first off the blocks? And it starts with the setup. So when you get up here, first thing we're gonna do is step all the way up on the block. Okay, pretend it's a block, and we go toes over the edge. You get in your track start position. Okay, well, just one foot. Which foot do you like in front? And if you don't know which foot you like in front, just try both. And you can try jumping up and down and seeing which foot feels more comfortable. So this is Reese's setup position. Okay, so one of the first things we want to do is, where do we place our feet? Front foot, we want our toes all the way over the edge. So these toes got to slide forward a little bit. Not that far, just a little bit back. Right there where the toes can actually grip over the block. Okay, the back foot, really important where we want. We got one hand's width, one hand's distance apart. So if we were to measure it out, her feet have to be at least one hand's width distance apart. That's pretty good. Okay, and then we need one hand's width. So this foot's got to move all the way over here. Okay, can you see that right? All the way over here. Okay, and so how we measure, we go one hand's width here, one hand's width here. You can get your parents to help with that. If we get too far back, you're not going to get all the full power you need to get off the blocks. Okay, once you get up and you get your feet in proper position, one of the things we're going to ask you to do is bend at your waist. So you bend down, we want our head down, and our hips are bottom up nice and high. This leg's going to bend just a little bit. It's got to bend your knees just a little bit. What we don't want is you to drop your bottom all the way down. Okay, and we get a lot of swimmers that do this, especially when we say, if they ask you to stand up, the first thing we do is the head goes up and you sit down. Sit down, look up. We don't want this, because this puts you in a bad diving position. Okay, get back in that position. Head down, hips up nice and high. And then what we ask you to do is just hang. The arms to just hang, okay, right here. Nice and loose. We want you nice and loose before you're going to go. You can even shake your arms out. Eyes are straight down. You're getting ready to go, okay? Command's going to be, swimmers take your marks. And on that, you're going to reach down, and we're going to actually teach you. We want you to grab onto that block. Kind of hard to do here, okay? It should be just a little bit shoulder width, or just a little bit wider from shoulder width, and we want just slight bend in the arms. Yeah. One big mistake we see and we work on with all our swimmers is that we lean too far back because they're trying to get some good leverage. And the thing we talk about is, the further back you go, the further forward you got to go, and you're going to be a little bit late getting off the blocks. We don't want that. So we want you nice and balanced. Talk about the weight right over the balls of your feet. And that's going to be the perfect setup to win the dive. You don't want to be out in front. You don't want to be leaning back. Nice and centered. And then we talk about reaction. Okay? And the goal is, win the dive. Explode out on the go. We talk about pulling hard on the block, throwing the hands up and out. So we go a strong, hard pull to get the shoulders moving up and out, and we want the arms to go up and out this way as we explode through the legs. Hey! And that's how we're going to win the dive. Okay, another thing we can work on with a dive is proper position so you can be explosive off the blocks. You be the first one off the blocks. The other thing is reaction time. So this is a real simple drill. We do it with the swimmers in practice. Parents, you can do this with your kids. Real simple, takes 30 seconds a day. And I promise you it's going to help improve their reaction time. It also helps with them not false starting, so they're not getting DQ'd, but also it helps with that process of winning a dive. So we talk to the kids, we just tell them it's a clapping drill, and it's real simple. We go hands shoulder width apart just out in front, and the goal is that when I say go, I want to hear you clap as fast as you can. Okay, and you can't do it until I say go. And we just talk through the start of a swim race, but you just false started. You can't do that. So we talk through what you're going to do at a swim race, and so the goal is reaction time. You're on the blocks. We just did our setup. You're ready to go, and so I say take your marks, go. That was really, really slow. Okay, so the goal is as soon as I say go, we don't want to be too fast. We're not trying to jump it or guess, but we got to react really quickly. If you have more than one kid, you can get everybody involved, and the goal is to hear one loud clap. If you hear a clap, 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 someone was really slow, and so you can make it a little competition in your house. So let's try it again. Take your marks, go. Again, not very good. She went out and then back in. We're working on just being quick to that go. Ready? Take your marks, go. And you can delay how long you go, and so it's not always predictable. Try again. Ready? Take your marks. Go! That was a little bit better. That's going to help you be number one off the blocks. You're going to win the dive every single time. That's the goal for Springbrook.